Ontario ice wine.
Ontario ice wine.
Can I show?
Yes,
Is
of
that allowed?
course. Yes, of course. There you go.
Wow.
All it needs is the refrigerator.
I need to
And then it'll
bring
be perfect.
some sweet wine from Greece to let you enjoy
Oh,
next
yeah.
time that
I
we
would
meet.
love to, yes.
May I tease you a bit?
May you tease me a bit? Of course.
Yeah, the Samos wine costs $15 a big bottle, and it's almost the same as the ice wine.
It's a different process, so...
We could do a tasting.
Yes!
Yes, yes.
We'll take you up on that.
Okay.
Okay, we can do that.
Lovely.
It's what it looks like, the letter.
It's
Yeah,
a
sure.
letter opener. And I don't have one on my desk.
And it's, of course, we'd be privileged and honored if you did.
That's wonderful. This will be on my desk. Of course, it will not come out of the package. There it is.
Okay.
There it is. That's beautiful.
It's a letter opener with a coat of arms of
That's
the Hellenic
beautiful.
Republic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Καλησπέρα. Είναι τιμή μου να σας καλωσορίσω στα εγκαίνια του Γενικού Προξενείου. Good afternoon. It is a true honor to welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony of the new offices of the Greek Consulate General in Toronto. We will commence the ceremony by listening to the national anthem of Greece, followed by the national anthem of Canada.
It is a great honor to be here and to have the Premier with us. The Premier is elected in the riding where I reside. The Premier and I had many conversations before, private. In some things we agreed, in some others we did not, but we have remained good friends all the time. This is the way it should be. We are very honored that she is with us tonight, and there were a few things that were talked about inside. I'm very pleased with that, and I wish the Premier all the best and our province all the best. I can assure all of you, having a link with the man upstairs, that Greece is going to make it, and it is going to make it well. God bless you all.
We will also hear some remarks from the President of the Greek community, Mr. Αρτεμάκης.
I was not prepared for a speech, but I'll keep it short too. I wish the Greek Consulate the best of luck to represent the Greeks in Toronto, in Canada, and I know they're trying to do a good job. And I hope, as His Eminence said, that our country comes out as a winner, because it deserves to be a winner over the history and the future of the Hellenic Republic. And again, on behalf of the Greek community, thank you all for supporting the Greek job of the Greek Consulate. Thank you.
At first, while walking earlier around the new offices of the Greek Consulate General in Toronto and meeting many of you, I realized something incredible. I saw Greek-Canadian leaders from the business sector. I saw Greek-Canadian leaders of their community and of the nonprofit sector. I saw dedicated leaders of the Greek civil service, all in the same space, all sharing ideas with one another, all proposing ways to collaborate with one another, all being committed to support the important work of the Greek consulate. So I thought, this is something incredible. Where else in Toronto do Greek leaders from all three sectors come together to strengthen our Greek community and support Greece? Tonight is not just about a new office space. It is about opportunity for greater tri-sector collaboration for a common cause. When all that many see is Greek crisis, we see Greek opportunity. But then I realized something more incredible, the Philhellenes with us tonight. It was difficult not to notice our distinguished guests, the Honorable Premier Wynne, the Honorable Speaker Dave Levac, the Honorable Minister Mitzi Hunter. But the presence of Philhellenes with us tonight doesn't stop here. I overheard two young Jordanian Canadian technology entrepreneurs offer their technical expertise voluntarily to the consulate. I heard from an Indian Canadian that offered to organize a fundraiser for a Greek cause, and from the global shapers of the World Economic Forum wanting to learn more about how they want to support Greek youth. I heard from young professionals working in Toronto who were explaining the skills and best practices that they learned in Canada, and how they were looking forward to going back to Greece and sharing this knowledge. And later tonight, we will hear from a truly brilliant young Chinese mathematician who will speak to us about her experiences at the University of Toronto attending the Modern Greek Studies program. Friends and honorable guests, this is Canada, and this is how beautifully Greece is represented in Canada. Today, we haven't gathered to celebrate a special Greek day or a special Canadian day. Today, at the Greek consulate's new offices, we gather to celebrate the values that bring Greece and Canada together. Today, we remind ourselves of all the great things we learn from one another. Today, at these new offices, we renew our promise for cooperation. Thank you. And now we have the honor to hear from a proven Philhellene, the Honorable Premier Kathleen Wynne.
Thank you very much. Namaskar, everyone. It's wonderful to be here, and it is a pleasure to be here with my colleagues, Dave Levac, who's the MPP for Brent. I know he's the speaker, but he's also an MPP. And Mitzi Hunter, who is our minister who has responsibility for multiculturalism and connecting with many communities around Ontario. Your Eminence, it's an honor to be here with you, and as you have said, we are, you and I have had many conversations. I look forward to many more. And I also want to acknowledge Pήτερ Ταμπουνς, who is a member of the legislature, MPP for Toronto Danforth, who lives in Greektown. You live there. It's wonderful. And Mαίρη Φραγκεδάκη, who is a councillor in the same area, and my former colleague, Mari Boutregiani. It's a pleasure to be here. There may be other elected officials who I've missed. I apologize. You may yell at me later. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I saw many of you at the Greek Independence Day Parade. Today the warmth is making up for the cold that we had on that day. Correct? It was very cold. It was very cold. Yes. In our meeting earlier, I was saying to the Consul General that we have such a close connection with the Greek Canadian community, and I think that the history that we have, in those of us who are elected politicians who work with Canadian Greek constituents in our ridings, we know the history and we understand the way the community has moved, how a lot of the younger people have moved out of the traditional downtown areas into the suburbs and into other parts of the province, but still their connection with Greece is strong, and the work that is done within the community in terms of one of the subjects that His Eminence and I have talked about a number of times, that helps to foster that very close connection. But I think there are other things that we can do, and Consul General Ioannidis and I have been talking about how we can deepen those connections, whether it's economic or whether it's educational. This is a very important time in Ontario's economy. When we talk about innovation and startup companies and the work that we are having to do here to transition from a more traditional economy into an economy for the 21st century, those young entrepreneurs are part of that. Having a highly skilled workforce, a highly educated workforce is part of that. And I know that those are values and initiatives that Greek Greece shares. And so I think that there is more outreach that we can do to strengthen the ties between Ontario and Greece. So I look forward to that work, Mr. Consul General, look forward to doing that with you. And I want to congratulate you on this wonderful new space. I understand this is a very busy office, that there are many people who come through this office every single day. So you are well set up, well positioned, and anything that we can do, I know that there's some interactions with Service Ontario and with our government, if there's anything that we can do to facilitate the work that you do here, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for having us. Dito last dito Canada.
And now from our resident Greek Commander-in-Chief, the Honourable Consul General of Greece in Toronto, the Honourable Alexandros Iωanνίδης.
It's, I don't know, I have stage fright now. Your Eminence, Honourable Premier Wynne, Honourable Speaker of the House Slovakia, Honourable Minister Hunter, elected representatives, my dear friend, the President of the Greek community, Αντώνης Αρτεμάκης, Councillor Fραγκεδάκης, Peter, Honourable Consul Generals, dear colleagues, dear friends. Thank you very much for honouring us today in this symbolic inauguration of the Consulate General's new offices here in Toronto. And I have to confess, it was a project that wasn't easy to move the consulate from its previous location to this one. Because as you can imagine, we had to work under an extreme pressure of time and very limited resources. And I want to underline that it was a project that involved a lot more than the physical relocation of our team's workspace. There was a clear non-tangible component to it, as it coincided with an imperative to be more efficient and cost-effective in the provision of services to our public. And we had to streamline operations in a matter of months, implement new methodologies, drastically altering the way that we normally operate, conceptualizing, if you will, a new management philosophy. And allow me to say this, Premier, if you want to implement change in any organization, it's hard. But if you want to implement it in a public sector organization, it can be very, very challenging. But I'm proud to say that we can already see the fruit of our labor in the positive feedback that we get from people that we service every day, Greek Canadians, residents who want to come here and request a visa to visit Greece. And it represents the realization of an essential mental shift of what's indeed possible to achieve and to change in the public service with very little cost. And ultimately, a glimpse of what a public service outlet like this one can potentially look like when our country, Greece, overcomes the current economic and social challenges and implements the necessary reforms to do that. And so let me go back to praising everybody involved. It was indeed the result of teamwork, and a team that included not only the employees of this consulate, but also our embassy in Ottawa, many of our colleagues working with the relevant departments at our supervising authority, which is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Greece. Several colleagues of mine, consul generals of Greece in other parts of North America and in Europe, with whom we had the pleasure to coordinate our efforts in many, many ways. And last but not least, I'd like to extend our thanks to the entire civil service in agencies like Service Ontario, as it is largely the same public that we serve. And we do have to rely on their efficiency and consistency on a daily basis. Ladies and gentlemen, in my mind, this consulate is a virtual bridge between Ontario and Greece. Its foundation is a strong community of hundreds of thousands of proud Canadians of Greek heritage. Personifying the value of this transatlantic relationship are many of you here, the President of the Greek community, business leaders, Vasilis said it, everybody. Philanthropists are on board, and it's heartwarming to see their help. This is a cross-section of the best that this community has to offer to this truly amazing multicultural society of Ontario. And within our mandate, we're proud to support your own initiatives in any way we can. And one of those initiatives that deserves special mention is one that came to fruition a few days back. I proudly refer to the conclusion of a long-awaited agreement to formalize in perpetuity a Hellenic Studies program at the University of Toronto, funded largely by the generosity and the efforts of the Hellenic Heritage Foundation. See, John, I'm getting all the praise here, but their president, John Dagnas, is here with us tonight. Their vice president, John Tonight. Congratulations should go out to them and the University of Toronto leadership and the students. And I have a surprise. Who is better to say this but Tyan Liu, who is one of the students, representing the students of the University of Toronto who benefited from this program already. She's going to say a few words for us. Tyan.
Thank you. Good evening, Kasperas. Thank you for the honor to be here today on this important occasion for the Greek Consulate General in Toronto. I especially would like to thank Consul General Mr. Ioannidis give me this opportunity to express how proud I am to having Chinese origin, speak Greek, and live in Toronto. Please allow me to begin with a few words in Greek. Λέγομαι Kathleen Wynne, έχω γεννηθεί στο Πεκίνο πριν από 22 χρόνια και είχα τη τιμή πριν εγκατασταθώ στο Τορόντο με την οικογένειά μου να βρεθώ και να εκπαιδευτώ στις ελληνικές αξίες και πολιτισμό στην Αθήνα για 3 χρόνια. Αυτή η μοναδική εμπειρία μου έδωσε ανεκτήμητα εφόδια για την μετέπειτα ζωή μου. Σήμερα, φοιτώντας στο μαθηματικό τμήμα του Πανεπιστημίου του Τορόντο, αισθάνομαι τυχερή που χάρη στις προσπάθειες των Ελλήνων φοιτητών και του Ιδρύματος Ελληνικής Κληρονομιάς είχα την ευκαιρία να παρακολουθήσω μαθήματα ελληνικών στο Καναδά. Συνειδητοποίησα πόσο απαραίτητη είναι η έδρα της ελληνικής γλώσσας για να διατηρήσω και να αυξήσω τις γνώσεις μου στο ελληνικό πολιτισμό. Τα βιώματα και η κουλτούρα που έχω από την γενέτειρά μου είναι αυτά που επέκτησα στην Ελλάδα της Ευρώπης και αυτά τα οποία αποκτώ πλέον στον Καναδά μου δίνουν την οριμότητα που χρειάζομαι για να είμαι αναπλήρες και ενεργό άτομο της μεγάλης και ειρηνικής πολυπολιτισμικής κοινότητας του Οντάριο. Ευχαριστώ. My name is Kathleen Wynne. I was born in Beijing 22 years ago and finished the junior high school there. I had the honor to pass and to be educated on Greek values and culture in Athens for 3 years before settling in Toronto with my family. This unique experience gave me invaluable skills for my later life. Currently, I'm studying in the mathematical department of University of Toronto. I feel lucky that thanks to the efforts of Greek students and the Hellenic Heritage Foundation, so that I have the opportunity to continue learning Greek in the university in Ontario, in Canada. Greek is one of the most beautiful and difficult languages in the world. Hellenic Studies program helped and is going to help so many students study their heritage language that may be lost when it ceases to be spoken at all. The experiences and the culture I have from my hometown, plus those values I gained in Greece and Europe, and the respect and appreciation to all differences I learned in Canada, give me the maturity I need to be a full and active member of the large and peaceful multicultural community in Ontario. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So this is it. This is what I meant, and I'm absolutely thrilled when I come across stories like Tyan's, these are the stories that in a globalized world, it makes it so fulfilling for us diplomats, so meaningful to represent our countries with pride in this wonderful province of Ontario, in this great nation of Canada. Thank you very much all for joining. Premier Wynne, thank you for honoring us with your presence. Special thanks to my family for bearing with me during these past few months. Zito η Ελλάδα, zito ο Καναδάς.
We will proceed with a symbolic gesture of cutting the ribbon, and afterwards there will be followed there will be wine, food, and desserts. The wine was provided by Steve Griaris and the Kolonaki group, the food by Peter and Paul, and the dessert by Meli Baklava and chocolate bars. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Everybody, you need to put your hand. Everybody, put your hand forward, everybody. Okay, everybody go. Okay. All right. What do we say?
Calorifico. Calorifico.
Okay. All right, you ready?
All right,
1, 2, 3. Calorifico.
Very good.
I'm sorry.